of my head. Lower or zoom it in? Which one? I see what you mean. Hello everyone. Okay, I think that's better. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, hello everyone. Welcome to the live session today. Hello Greg, who is not Greg. Welcome to you once again, and to all of you just, got inside the live session. Hello. This is Teacher Mitsuko here. Today, of course, I'll be sharing with you the wonderful programs that we will be offering for the June holidays, because it's officially May. Yay! So it's the 2nd of May, and you practically have about a month to go to decide on how you're going to make the most of your June holidays, having fun and at the same time continuing to learn, and ramping up revision efforts, especially that national exams are now literally at the door. Are now literally at the door. And even for those of you not taking the PSLE or O levels, your end of year examinations are also actually quite near as well. So June holidays is the longest holiday you have just before these examinations. And so your biggest efforts when it comes to revision, it may be best to really strategize properly for June. Of course, some of you will still have the September holidays or even the PSLE marking days as your holidays, but those are the short-term ones just before your end of year examinations. So June holidays is a crucial set of holidays for all of you. And I also understand that to some of you who are taking PSLE and O levels, take some time to balance it out very well, in a sense that I hope you don't fully stress yourself out for the June holidays, but at the same time, never fully stop, like fully stop for so long or entirely for the entire month, because the last thing you want is for you to lose the momentum of learning when it comes to revision. Okay, so for me, I would rather that you really prioritize the frequency and over duration. When I say frequency over duration, it's because sometimes you go and say, sure, I'm going to cramp it all. 1 week before the national exams. And then, but cramp it all as in 24 hours, I'm going to study. Or maybe 8 hours I will sleep and I'm going to study, and then put it all in my head. So retention is best. Retention happens best when it's a bit more repetitive, and it's way better that you do it more frequently and a bit shorter in duration, as opposed to going too intense and then doing it like in huge chunk. Okay, so today I'll be sharing with you our holiday programs, 7 of them for June. I'm actually very excited because I have more good news supposedly to share with you even after June. We have very special programs after June. Let me share it with you on maybe Sunday or Monday, because I do not have the slides for them yet. But I am officially allowed to talk about it. Yes, because today we go live. Yes, but for now, since June is the closest one, it's the one I'll be talking to you about. Now, what are the programs that we have? This here, whatever you see on top of me, this is my entire stage, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to those of you who just joined the live. I'm Teacher Mitsuko. I am talking about the 7 exciting programs that we are doing for June. Whatever you see on top of me will be the details of what I'm talking about. And then, of course, I am here. And if you are interested to really dive into the details of these programs, our WhatsApp number is right on the topmost part of the screen. At the same time, there's a button here. Let me see if I'm pointing at it correctly. Hold on. Here. Here. Hold on. This is like, there's a delay. Okay, there is a button here that says Service Plus. Right. Service Plus is the place where you can click, and then you can give us your information, your contact details, so we can give you a call in case you really decided you want to take the program and you want our center managers or operations team, our customer service officers to give you a call and answer you in detail when you have questions about locations, dates, availability of the program. Okay? So, hi Kai, welcome to you. How are you? Happy to see you today. Hope you're having a good week. Yes, because it's already Friday. Sometimes I lost track. I always lose track of time. So hope your week is good, but most importantly, hope you will have a good weekend ahead. Okay. So 7 programs for June holidays. If you can see right here, let me see if I am pointing correctly. Very interactive setup. Yes. Here, this one shows you all the 7 programs that we have. Okay. Primary 5 and 6, you have 3 programs because of course I know revisions are in extremely ramped up because of I'm good. How are you? I am also good, Kai. Alive and thriving. You know the way to make me lose control. Is this another song lyric, Mariah? Hello to you. Happy Friday. Is it Friday? Okay, it's Friday. Yes, it's Friday. Sorry. Yeah. So primary 5 and 6, we have English paper 2 plus oral. It's a 5-day program. We have, of course, 2 sets of oral programs, most especially the PSLE. The biggest change in the PSLE format this year is in paper 4, which is your oral section. And then, of course, our pre-3 and 4, we have a special oral thematic program for you. And primary 1 and 2, a very exciting 3-day oral program and composition writing program, depending on which one you want to focus on. Okay? No, it's third Friday. It's third Friday, is it? You cannot trick me, Mariah. Now, June holiday programs. We are running our programs for 4 weeks, for the 4 weeks of June, most especially to give you flexibility because some of you may have other plans. And so you want to take the lessons, for example, on week 1 or week 4, depending on what your plans are. But do check with us on the availability and the location because we also change the location on some weeks just to make sure that we can bring it closer to you wherever you are. Okay? So, were the children paid? Huh? What do you mean? Okay. Who? Primary 1 to 6, we have programs for all primary levels, especially oral lessons. It's going to be fun because most especially that a lot of the changes in PSLE and national exams and even in school syllabus, right? There is a lot of emphasis on your confidence when it comes to expressing yourself orally, okay? And so that's what we're veering towards. And I would like to tell you, if you're actually not aware, who are paid, Mariah? The models, they are, no? They get they are students also of Writers at Work, by the way. And they were given, what do you call this? They were actually paid when they did the photo shoot, Mariah. Now, so multiple locations, all levels. If you're interested, you have the QR code there as well. Now, let me break it down to you every single lesson. Teacher Mitsuko, you're blocking the view. Mariah, you are here to watch me, not the view of my back. But it's nice, right? I also do like it, Mariah. I also do like it. Now, let me talk about the special gifts that we are giving you for each of these programs. All of you who are gonna sign up to any of the program, by the way, is gonna get a $50 voucher should you decide to join our regular program after the holiday program. There are actually more gifts. So, for example, I cannot talk about it because I wanted to talk about our special gifts for July and August, but I actually don't have those slides also. But for now, June holidays, it's early bird promo is officially over, but because we like giving you gifts, we are still giving the $50 voucher to those of you who are still going to sign up this month. Yes. So scan the QR code if you want to join us, everyone. Welcome to those of you who just joined. Hello, like that. Now, let's break it down and actually really learn about these different programs. If you have questions, feel free to drop it in the chat. Otherwise, you can also click the service button here below and give us the information that you have, okay, so we can call you and, give you information, okay? Now, the most important one, actually, it's not the most important one. All of them are important, okay? PSLE, June PSLE Composition Writing Crash Course. Now, this one, I am very proud of this, and I'm very happy that we are offering this for June. This is the first time that we are offering this composition writing crash course during the June holidays. In the past 2 years, we only offer this for September, but due to popular demand and some even students from who are not from Writers of Work who managed to join it in September, they did request that it would be nice to have the exposure to this crash course a bit earlier on. So we decided to finally give it to you for June. It's a 5-day crash course, 3 hours per lesson. And wow, teacher, very intensive. Yes, it is intensive because we have made sure that those of you who are not regular students of Writers of Work, for example, you get a very good glimpse. Yeah, Writers of Work. You get a very good glimpse of how we teach story banking here in Writers of Work, a proprietary method that we have refined and perfected over the years, which has helped our students excel in their composition writing in PSLE year after year. So it's 5 days. Let me break it down to you. Sure, what happens every single day? What on earth do you do for 3 hours? Okay, now, day one. So basically, if you see it here, day one, it shows you here seconds to choose. That is the main story you are learning for day one. Okay, now, but here's the thing, you are not only learning a story. I'm definitely a regular student. I consider you a regular student, Mariah. However, Mariah, you do have a very small glimpse of how we do the classes. Much smaller for composition writing because a lot of our papers that we go through is paper 2 and not the paper 1 aspect of it. So if you are very certain on trying this out, please feel free to come join us. This is available for primary 5 and primary 6 students, ladies and gentlemen. So day one in the crash course for June holidays is Seconds to Choose. That's the title of the story that you're writing. Sure, 3 hours just writing one story or like learning one story. Here's the thing. You go through the entire process. You actually take time to learn to unpack the composition question given to you. And then you will go through a process of learning the story through the story planning and through very good writing mechanics or writing techniques that is used in that specific story. Once you're able to internalize and learn the entire plot of the story Seconds to Choose, while making sure that your composition question is there, that your chosen picture is there, it's properly described there, the moment you learn the story, you then proceed to the next part. What do you think is the next part? You learn to adapt the story to another set of composition questions and pictures, which is the most important part. So of course, it's important for you to see how an A01 level of composition is actually written, and that's the stories we prepare for you. But at the same time, it's important that you master the story and learn to apply the story to many different types of themes. Manipulate them and edit them accordingly to make them fit to different themes and different pictures at the same time. So that's exactly why it's going to be 3 hours long. Okay. Now, day 2 would be Super Sitter. Another story to go through. And of course, we don't expect you to master the entire process just by one lesson. Remember, to master anything, you have to spend time doing it and repeat it. That's why we do it 3 hours and then we do it in 5 days. Is this another unskippable ad? Yes, Mariah. Okay, Super Sitter. Yes, now that's the second one. Now, one more thing about this crash course is that this is actually available both purely on site or purely online. So you go and say, sure, I really want to do the crash course. However, I will not have, for example, the locations available for this week is not close to me. What can I do? We have a webinar version. The webinar version will be purely online. It will still be 3 hours. You go through it. And of course, you do it from the comfort of your home. Yeah. Now, day 3 is small acts, big effects. From there, right, you can already kind of guess, right, what's the theme for this composition, correct? So do know that in this June PSLE composition crash course, we do actually touch on commonly tested themes. And on top of touching on commonly tested themes, we help you adapt this story to other commonly tested themes. Yeah. So ultimately, 5 days, 5 stories, but technically, because we adapt each story to 2 or 3 more questions, that's about 15 model compositions in total. Yes. Now, scan the QR code on top if you're willing to either explore more on what the June PSLE Compo Crash Course is, and or register if you're actually already decided. Day 4 is Big Brother Ben. And day 5 is Trouble Bubbles. Yeah, 3 hours per session, 5 days long. We run this every week of June. However, for example, you want to say do purely online. The purely online option is not every week. So do check with us so that our customer service team can tell you what are the available locations on a specific week that you want to choose. Okay? Yeah. Now, to those of you who have just arrived, welcome. This is Teacher Mitsuko here. I am currently talking about the wonderful programs we're offering for the June holidays. And as you can see it right here, you will see the details that I'm sharing here on top of the screen. You have a QR code there. Should you want to contact us directly, you can definitely WhatsApp us at the number there, 84049281. Or give us your information, contact details here in Service Plus. There's a button there so that you can reach out to us if you have more questions. Now, to give it a quick wrap up, because some of you may be wondering, what is Teacher Mitsuko what has she been saying so far? I want to show you a video. The video is me. it's not another person. So, mic is off. Oh, I turned it off. Sorry. So sorry. It's on now. It's on now. Oh my God, I moved so much. I touched it. Okay, what I was saying is I'm going to show you a video of myself talking about the June PSLE composition crash course. I think it's video 4, Yuki, from the ones that we downloaded. So, excuse. Okay. So this video basically sums up what I just said for the past few minutes. Have a look at it, especially to those of you who just joined and want to understand basically what the PSLE composition writing crash course are we offering for June. Okay, the video is ready on top. Have a look at me wearing red. Let's play it. Let me bring my water. Can I get one? Sorry. Thank you. Yeah. Wow. Mariah, I saw what you just said. I think you meant the video that you just saw that we posted, right? Where I was with Royston talking about options that you can do for the holidays. Now people are wondering. By the way, we were not in Don Donkey in that place. Guess again, that's not the place where we were at. We were indeed in public. And best believe, Mariah, we have recorded a lot of videos in public. So pretty much our skins are immensely thick. You were in Fair Price. Shh, don't tell Fair Price. Okay, yes. Now, do remember, if you sign up to any of our June holiday programs, you do actually get a special gift. It's a $50 voucher from us. Should you decide to, oh my god, I enjoy my June holiday programs, I want to try out the regular programs and Riders at Work. Yes, always gifts, gifts, and gifts. Yeah, anywhere. But why Fair Price? Fair Price was the closest one we can find, Mariah. Okay, now another program for all of you, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, the primary 5 and 6 oral thematic set A. Why do we call it set A? Because there's another set called, you got it right, set B. Okay, so for oral class, ladies and gentlemen, this is another 5-day program wherein every single day we dive into a specific theme that is commonly tested for oral exams. Okay, we did, Mariah. Welcome to those of you who just joined the live session. I'm teacher Mitsuko. I am currently sharing with you the important programs that we're giving for the June holidays. So most importantly, the new PSLE format this year have the biggest changes placed into the paper 4, which is oral. And that is exactly why we tried our best to make sure we have updated the lessons, the oral lessons that we have, and even the techniques that we teach to make sure that it's also adjusted to teach you the right skills that you need for the changes in PSLE format this year. So, set A, 5 days and 5 themes, 2 hours per lesson, ladies and gentlemen. Hello to those of you who just joined. Now, what happens, you see the pictures here on top. These were actually our lessons in the past years. So you have one here from the March holidays, and then another one from last year, I think, from the last year June holidays. So we do always make sure that we have lessons prepared for you for the holidays in case you need the boost and extra revision, especially that you are getting closer to examinations. Teacher, are you from anime? I love your hair. Thank you. I love my hair too. Now, Louis Body. Thank you, Louis Body. Teacher, are you from anime? Am I an anime? I am not. I wish I was. But I'm not. But if I were to become an anime, I would want to be one that's part of, let me see, maybe, oh, I cannot say the word because the word is a bad word in English. You know the anime with the octopus teacher? I cannot say the a classroom. It's the a classroom, okay? But if I cannot be in that anime, I would go for the other anime. Which one I like? Psycho-Pass. Yes, Psycho-Pass. But definitely not in Attack on Titan, because I'm definitely not gonna survive in that anime show. It's a good show nonetheless. Okay, so holiday programs here, you see the fun pictures of our students who've enjoyed our holiday programs. And so for thematic set A, here are the themes that we are going for every single day. Theme number 1, a very classic evergreen theme that always appears in school examination and also even for PSLE, kindness. That's why we are diving into it. Okay, now, Corinne, right? Who's Corinne, Mariah? So, kindness theme. Now, as I go through the themes for each day, I'm definitely sharing with you what happens during the lesson. It's not like, okay, I enter the room, okay, answer my question. It's not like that. The students don't do it. What we usually do is we make sure that you build your content knowledge on the theme before we expect you to actually share that content in your responses. So there's a huge part on content building and then delivery, okay? Because we will not assume that you're already an expert of the topic. We make sure that we give you the right articles, we give you the right resources, we give you the right phrases and even statistics about that theme. We go through it, and then once you learn a lot about kindness, then we move on to the exam proper, wherein we go through an analysis of the picture stimulus, And then at the same time, especially that the new format is actually no longer a hand drawn poster. They will now be using real life photographs. There's a huge challenge in that because hand drawn posters before actually have text in it. There's not a lot. Students don't even have to analyze what the topic and the subtopic is because it's literally written there right in front of their face. But no longer is that the case for the new format. When you get a real life photograph, you are very much reliant on how much details are in the photograph. And because there's no text, you will have to be the one analyzing the very theme of that picture, even without words in it. So it's important that you actually prepare for it. But do you pay them for them to answer? Pay for them to answer. Who answers? Mariah. Who is them and who is answering? Okay. So primary 5 and 6 oral thematic June holiday program set A, day 2 is environment, of course. Environment is always there. And trust me when I say that it's really a good time for you to improve on your oral skills. It's because these themes will still be haunting you for secondary school. And the oral exam for secondary school is even on a higher level. So a lot of the things that you're learning for primary and especially for PSLE, a lot of the skills that we're teaching in our holiday programs, in our regular programs, is also to make sure you don't have the huge gap of your English skills between primary English and secondary English. There's a huge jump. And that's probably why it's very understandable how they have decided to update the PSLE format. It's because they really want to close that gap of primary and secondary English. Yes. So environment, of course, is an evergreen topic. Environment is part of our lives. We live in this world, living alongside Mother Nature. And of course, we are stewards of this planet, and we still have ongoing issues when it comes to environment. And a lot of the things that we need, the resources that we need, actually comes from our relationship with the environment. So it is definitely a hot topic when it comes to oral. So it's very important that you learn about this. You learn about the current state of Singapore specifically. You learn about articles that teach you a bit more, give you a bit more of idea on what environment is. At the same time, solutions that you can do to, for example, on an individual level, on a community level, and on a state level, for example. So that's another theme we'll be touching on for the oral lesson this coming June. Now, another one, sports and fitness, of course. It's very much related to health. Another evergreen topic. As long as there's human beings in this world, this topic will always exist. Something very much relatable to you as well, since these are things that you do in school, at home, or in your community. So sports and fitness, we talk about it. And this actually gives you the idea, everyone, as I show you the themes that we are doing for the June holiday program oral classes, I suggest you write these themes down. So that if you do your own revision, water break teacher, oh, thank you, Mariah. I'm actually feeling my throat drying up. Give me a moment. It's okay. I'll give you 5 more minutes. So I suggest that you write these themes down. Because if you are doing your own revision, preparing your own notes, preparing your own statistics, preparing your own personal stories for these themes, these are the themes that you need to prepare for. Yeah. If you want to dive more into learning these themes, join our June holiday program, oral classes. Okay. Now, of course, the next one is familiar relationships. Relationships will always exist as long as there's human beings as well. Because human as we are, we live in packs. We are not like cheetahs. Cheetahs like to be on their own. We're not like jaguars or cheetahs who like to exist on their own. We are those kinds of mammals and animals who like to be with other beings of our kind. That's why there will always be relationships, familial relationship most especially. My brain is crashing out. Why is your brain crashing out, Mariah? Now, finally, community. Of course, we have that theme. And Not at the same time, do remember that during the oral lesson that you will have 5 days, 2 hours per day. You make sure that you also get the chance to really verbalize your responses. The most important thing is you bring with you after the lesson exam smart strategies on how to properly analyze your picture stimulus. What is the first thing that you do the moment you see the picture? And not at this time around when you are facing a real life photograph instead of a hand drawn poster with no more text in it. Sometimes the picture is overstimulating. Sometimes the picture has nothing, almost nothing inside it at all. Sometimes the picture has so many people doing different things. Sometimes the picture can be just a close up of a person, one person like that. How do you interpret these things? How do you interpret the mood? How do you interpret even the weather that shows? How do you interpret the facial expression, whether it's existent or not? These are things you have to learn to do so that you can analyze and pick up information even without text in the real life photograph showed to you during the examination. Hi, Sherlyn. All right. So those are the themes that we are doing for PSLE Primary 5 and 6 oral lessons this coming June holiday programs. If you're interested, you have a QR code on top. Please feel free to join. Or if you have questions, definitely you can WhatsApp us to ask for more. We are happy to reach out and explain a few more things to you. Now, of course, these are some photos of the students who have done our lessons already. Thank you so much, Mariah, for the reminder. Indeed, we have a water break. But to those of you who just joined, I have a video for you. So I can get my water break. Now, this video, because some of you may not have heard what I said previously, I will show you a video of me once again talking about all the programs that we have for June, just so you get a very quick 1 to 2 minute overview of all the programs that we have. So have a look. Don't worry, the next video I'm showing you is not me anymore, okay? It will be other person. This is the last video I'm showing you with my face in it. Okay, people of the world, let's go. No, it's not me and Royston, Mariah. And that's it. Thank you for watching the video. Okay, even though our early bird promo has already ended, it ran all throughout the month of April, you can still sign up to our programs this month, and we are still actually giving away the voucher. Sure, why you're so happy? Am I very happy? Shouldn't it be my usual my usual disposition as a person? Same outro. No, oh my god, Mariah, we recorded that outro twice, in the lift. And we made sure the timing of the closing of the lift was really properly done. Okay, now going back to our June holiday program. Welcome to those of you who just joined the live. I am sharing about the 7 wonderful programs we are doing for June. I can't believe it's only 6:16. I have been talking for more than half an hour now. That's amazing. Now, yes, our voucher is still definitely available to all of you who is going to join our live session, who is going to join our holiday programs this coming June. We have programs all throughout the month, ladies and gentlemen. Now, we also have set B for our oral program, people. Now, we have set A. Now, some of you may go and say, sure, there are some topics for oral that I'm actually very good at. I'm very well versed with them already. I have very specific themes that I want to learn more about in case they are going to be the themes I'll be dealing with in PSLE. Now, so who's that beside teacher? Oh, this is not teacher Jack. These are actually our students before. This is Jade and Fiora. Good try though, good try. Okay, so that's why we tried our best to make sure we cover as many commonly tested themes as we can. So you recall that we have 5 themes from set A. We do have a separate set of 5 themes for set B, which is going to be, look at this. Look at this. Our teachers are here, our students are here, making sure that they know what structure they're going to use for their examination. Teacher looks like teacher Jess clone. Okay, day 1 for set B is going to be education and learning. Another commonly tested theme, by the way. And of course, same as usual, we'll be sharing with you important resources to learn more about this theme before testing you on it. Okay, and of course, we don't just test you with one stimulus. We actually test you with more than one in the same theme to widen your knowledge and your expertise on the theme. At the same time, give you the chance to express yourself answering sample questions. Okay, and a travel, another commonly tested theme. And by the way, a lot of these themes as well will carry over all the way to secondary school. So it's very much important that you have an idea. You don't go inside with completely zero knowledge about these themes. Did I turn it off again? Okay, I did not. Sure, why is the room so green? Is it? I think it's just like the overall theme, the background. But the room is not green, no? The color of growth, just like a tree, indeed. Okay, so we also have the travel theme, everyone. And food and nutrition, of course, this is important as part of a much more bigger umbrella of theme, which is health. Food and nutrition is always, always a commonly tested theme. How do you keep yourself healthy? What are the things that you can do to keep yourself healthy? What kinds of food are healthy for you? And mind you, ladies and gentlemen, themes like environment, food and nutrition, even travel, these you have to keep yourself updated because they change. So when I say change, right, we do talk about updated information about these things because there are a lot of cases when it comes to food and nutrition, for example, where what has been recommended as good food before is actually no longer a recommended good food now. And there are, in some instances, in a lot of studies, as technology actually improves, there are bad foods before that are no longer considered bad food now. Yes, yes. So every single day, every single year, there's a lot of improvements, and we get to learn more things about these themes. You have to keep yourself updated. Yeah. So that is why it's important that while these themes, right, are always like evergreen every single year, there's always an update about them. The world changes every single day, and so you need to be updated of these changes as well. Okay, now let's go. For example, we just this one. As human beings continue evolving, technology will always be part of it. So, of course, we talk about this and we learn about the recent updates on technology and both sides of the coin. Negative and positive, we talk about that. You have to be able to always argue on both sides. You never know how you're going to ask. And everyone, one very important to those of you who are, and but you turned off your mic. Huh? Still on, ma? Now, listen to me very carefully, especially those of you who are listening to the live and you are students and you are learning English. These themes that you're learning for oral are actually themes, and the knowledge, the content knowledge that you are learning on these themes are very much important to you, especially when you go to secondary school, because the writing element for secondary, the essays that you have to write, will involve your knowledge of these things. You are quite lucky for primary level that the type of compositions that you write are normally personally reflective or narrative or a personal recount. But the moment you go for secondary school, right, the moment you start to have to write argumentative essays, expository essays, discursive essays, you will be talking and writing about these themes. So it's important that you start early on your revision. Join our June holiday program, oral classes. QR code is on top. Welcome to those of you who just joined. If you're happy to, if you want to ask more questions, feel free to WhatsApp us at 84049281 or follow all our socials, by the way. We'll be happy to respond to you wherever you want. If you're more comfortable with Facebook, sure. Instagram, also sure. TikTok, you're already here. Message us. I closed my eyes. Why did you close your eyes? Okay. Another theme, performing arts, very commonly tested. Arts is always a good theme to talk about, and there's a lot of ways to do performing arts. So this is one other aspect that you have to be ready to talk about when it comes to examinations, both oral and written element, by the way. And of course, that's about it. Look at the screen. It shows you day 1 to day 5 themes for our primary 5 and 6 set B oral class thematic. So if you are interested in those themes, you can go for our set B. Sure, I want to practice both set A and set B, no problem. Since we run these in more than 1 week for June, have a look at our schedule. Reach out to us. Our customer service team can give you your options when it comes to dates and locations, okay? Now, have a look. These are our students who enjoyed our lessons for the past few holiday programs that we run. Very proud of them and of our PSLE students who aced PSLE last year. And we like to give gifts here in Riders at Work. So all of you who will sign up to our holiday program lessons will be getting a $50 voucher for our new regular program sign up. And also always keep a lookout, because when we run early bird promotions, we actually give more what do you call this, we do more gifts, more gifts. Yeah. Dreams are hard to follow, I know, Mariah, but don't let anyone, I know, tell them away. Yeah. Okay, now you see that animation. Number 4. Sure, I want a bit more of a comprehensive practice this June, and I struggle a bit with paper 2. But I still want to do kind of like a practice for oral. So you have the PSLE paper 2, English paper 2 plus oral program, 5-day program again, wherein we dive into crucial parts or sections of paper 2 that a lot of students always struggle with. What do I mean by that? You have, look at here, our very beautiful students who have enjoyed our program for March. So amazing. This is, one of them is from June last year, and then one is like actually from our March holiday program. Now, day 1 is oral. Okay, so this is the 5-day program that is a bit more comprehensive, where we touch on different things every day. More of it is on paper 2, of course, because paper 2 has way too many sections. Now, still looks like Teacher Ja. At some point, Mariah, if you keep saying they look like Teacher Ja, that's a bit racist already. Okay, you have to pay a bit more of attention to the differences and the nuances, huh? Now, oral lesson for day one to give you a quick glimpse of the entire process and the important techniques that you can follow to unpack the real life photograph that's given to you. At the same time, learn some response framework that you can follow to make sure that when you produce your responses, it's easier for the examiner to follow your train of thought because it is organized. Remember, you cannot just go and say, sure, I like to talk, I'm ready for oral. That's not always the case. There's both students who are very strong speakers and students who don't like to talk have their own sets of problems when it comes to oral lessons. Because at the end of the day, you have to learn exam smart strategies to do the oral exam. Okay? You know, it's not a compliment. What is not a compliment? Okay, now day 2 for paper 2 plus oral will be comprehension open-ended, your favorite section for paper 2. This is definitely not the easiest section for paper 2, I understand. But I'll give you 3 reasons why you should master this part. Number 1 is because it bears a lot of marks for your paper 2. Okay? Number 2, it's because when you go for secondary school, your entire paper 2 in secondary school will no longer have MCQ. And all of them will be comprehension questions. Higher level thinking, most likely. So this is a section you would want to master more. Now, number 3 is comprehension open-ended does involve a lot of different question types. But fret not. Once you learn the types of questions being tested to you, and you tackle a specific structure to answer that type of question, that's half the battle won. And that's what we teach you for the June holiday program, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? Now, we also dive into grammar. 1 full day, 2 hours, grammar. Learning all the commonly tested grammar questions that comes out in all school papers and in PSLE as well. Now, grammar is very important. It's the foundation of everything. Good grammar skills will help you with composition, will help you with situational writing, will help you with oral, and most especially will help you with paper 2. Yes. Teacher, can you teach? You mean can I teach now, is it? Now, grammar, we will dive into commonly tested grammar, but at the same time, we will actually expose you to so many grammar questions. Just so you start, the repetition will help you start learning the pattern. And of course, a teacher, Righteous at Work teacher who's highly trained for this, is there to actually unpack for you how come you got that question wrongly or how come you actually got that question correctly as well. Because you cannot just rely on it sounds correct. Sounds correct actually works only for students who are already in a very high level of English ability. But in a lower English ability, you cannot rely on sounds correct. You have to make sure you have an explanation for how things are structured that way so that you make sure that you get the marks. Now, synthesis and transformation, the killer section. 5 questions only, but 2 marks each, but also all or nothing. So 1 careless mistake here gets you 0. And the hard part about synthesis and transformation is that it actually deals with a lot of rules. So this lesson will expose you to the commonly tested questions for that synthesis and transformation, and actually also how to tackle those types of questions when you actually encounter them during the examinations. Okay? Now, comprehension close. This is the student's second most favorite part after comprehension open-ended. Yeah, because a lot of this, I was scared. Sure, my life paused for a second and your eyes were completely widened and you were smiling. Huh? Is this a song lyric or you're saying something real, Mariah? I don't know. So this is a day 4. Is this day 4? Oh, day 5. Day 5. Sorry, I didn't see it. Day 5 of our paper 2 plus oral June holiday program will touch on comprehension close, which is another section that some students really struggle with when it comes to English paper 2. So we will dive into, again, commonly tested types of questions for comprehension close. I tell you, everyone, there is a structured way to learn these things, okay? There is a pattern on the types of questions that they like to ask. And at the same time, when you see that pattern, you also realize there's also a pattern to learn how to answer them. And most especially for comprehension close, it's important for you to learn to find clues in the passage. That one you will learn in the class. Okay? So join us for our paper 2 plus oral lesson this June. Here is a quick breakdown of the 5-day lesson that we are doing with you this coming June for a more comprehensive practice. Okay, feel free to follow us for more information, or we actually do produce a lot of videos as well that are educational and fun, so follow us on our socials. Otherwise, if you have very specific questions about our June holiday programs, WhatsApp us at 8404-9281, or you can also scan the QR code there on top, or so many options, right? Also, click the service button here at the bottom. Give us your contact details, and we'll get our center manager to reach out to you and answer your questions about June holidays, people. Now, a quick showcase of our beautiful students and teachers who have gone through our previous holiday programs. This one you will see is a paper 2 plus oral 1, wherein our teacher here was going through the answers. And then here, another one, the grammar one. Wow, amazing. Now, those of you who are willing to join, you are definitely getting a $50 voucher gift. All of you. And always keep a lookout. Follow our socials, because when you're able to, for example, join early bird promotions, we love to give gifts. And I kid you not, the gifts that we're giving away are actually very valuable ones. For example, our June holiday program early bird promo just recently ended. It's for the month of April. We were giving away a PSLE model composition ebook, which actually had over 65 model compositions from primary all the way to secondary. And we are not selling that anywhere. We already stopped publication of that ebook and exclusively only give it to our early bird enrollees. I'm thinking of you. Mariah, I know what that song is. Now, primary 3 and 4, do not worry for our younger ones. Okay, we're not just offering lessons for primary 5 and 6. We also have 3 and 4. And we have curated this set of oral program for you, specifically for your level, and the commonly tested themes for your level as well, to get you started with preparation, so the changes in primary 5 doesn't shock you so much. It's good to start early. Okay, so look at our students here, happily learning from our power oral P3 and 4. See, this one is from our theme environment, and then another one here, let's do our part environment as well. Now, for day 1, of course, we are going to dive into oral thematic. What is this? Wait, environment, huh? Okay, environment. Okay, the word is there. Oh my god, I'm going crazy. Why are you speaking to them and they can't even be here? Who can be here, Mariah? Okay, theme number 1 for P3 oral is environment. Number 2 is healthy lifestyle. Number 3 is dreams and aspirations. Wow, how nice. Graciousness. And finally, road safety. Of course, the way we structure this is we adjust the resources that we give you, such as these are resources that you can take at your level, at the same time, relatable resources for you as well. Okay? Now, you can see here the summary of it. Now, you might be wondering, sure, I am convinced that there are good programs for me, but I'm quite scared. Well, what teacher will be teaching the lesson, or I want to at least get an idea on who are the teachers teaching the lesson. Of course, our Writers of Work teacher are highly trained. They even go through their own training here in Writers of Work to make sure that they are masters of the curriculum that we have specifically built for students to become good writers and good speakers of the English language. So let me show you some teachers. Actually, I will show you 3 teachers for now. Okay. Now the first teacher is a video. Okay. Now it's not a video of myself, huh? It's a video of other teachers, huh? Let me show you one teacher. First, I'll show you teacher Ilya. Okay. I'll show you 3 teachers in total. Have a look at the teachers, because I know some of you will have to fit to a specific personality with a teacher, depending on your own needs as a student. But first, let me show you our wonderful teacher, Ilya. Let's go. Mariah Carey has an important question here before I play you the next teacher. Okay, pause first. I'll show you teacher Deborah in a moment. Now, Mariah, your question is, will you get marked down if you say road safety isn't important? Mariah, yes. There are certain tenets that are and certain values that are pretty much obvious when it comes to oral lessons and themes. Of course, there are certain topics where you can go argue on both sides, but when it comes to road safety, for example, there are certain themes and topics wherein it's pretty much obvious which side will you be able to argue with easily. So number one, it's gonna be hard for you to go against it, Mariah. Trust me, try talking about it that road safety is not important. And let me see how many examples can you share. Let me see how many personal experiences can you share that will back up your stand about saying road safety is not important. You will find it hard to argue that. And at the same time, it's not right. You know what I mean? But what if you have a reason? Okay, so there are certain topics. Again, I'm gonna go back to it, Mariah, to say there are certain topics where you can definitely argue on the negative side. I always tell my students, if you are sure, I strongly want to disagree. I want to say no. I don't want to participate in the picture activity that they're showing. Or sure, I want to say no, and I want to say no and say that it's not my interest. The whatever the picture is showing, it's not my interest. It's okay to say no, Mariah. Trust me. It's okay to say no, but there are three things that I need you to make sure you can do if you choose to say no. Okay? If you say no, number one, I need your answer to be logical. Okay? Number two, when you say no, you have to give logical reasoning. And number two, give a counter reasoning as to why yes is not good for you. And number three, at the end of it all, give like give certain parameters on what will make you say yes. What certain circumstances will actually make you say yes. So it could be because it could be that I'm saying negative. I'm going for the negative side for now. But I'm going to say yes if these conditions are met. Okay? So it's okay to say no. It's okay to be on the other side of the coin. But make sure you have logical reasoning. Make sure you can back it up with data and statistics and personal experiences. Make sure you give certain conditions that should be met for you to be able to go and flip to the other side. Okay? Now, let me show you another teacher. You've seen teacher earlier. She's a type of teacher who has that very calm demeanor. And who always you've heard in her video where she shared about how the goals that she has for her students. Okay, now I'll show you a different teacher who is also invited to work. Let's go and see teacher Deborah. Okay, we can pause it right there. Now, of course, teacher Deborah enjoyed teaching so much. She didn't become slaves of the parents and the students. Actually, she is an amazing teacher. A lot of the students are want to stay in her class when it's like end of year. Like I want to continue teacher Deborah's class. So she looks like teacher Rin because of her. Here we go again, Mariah. Ha? Everyone looks like everyone else. Okay, and I'll show you one more teacher. Let's show teacher Xia Wei this time. Okay, that was a short but sweet video. So we have all kinds of personalities in Writers at Work. When it comes to teaching, while they're all teachers of different personalities, the skill set level to teach you English is definitely there. They go through a rigorous training here in Writers at Work to make sure that they're able to teach the curriculum that we have prepared for all of you. Both regular programs and holiday programs are right there. I thought you say teacher Yahweh. No, teacher Yahweh. Okay, here's a few pictures of our students enjoying the holiday programs, a previous one that we've run before. Say you say no video of you again. You played 0%. It was an accident, Mariah. It was an accident, okay? Yes, those of you who just joined, welcome. This is Teacher Mitsuko. I am sharing with you the holiday programs that we are offering this coming June here in Writers at Work. And of course, if you sign up for our regular programs, we are giving $50 voucher to all of you so that you get to experience as well how our regular programs are, definitely, especially when you've tried our holiday programs as well. Now, we also have very exciting, this one I am so excited for this because it's truly, truly amazing. This is the first time we are offering this program for our young learners, our primary 1 and 2 students. It's a 3-day oral lesson. It's a 3-day oral adventure, I would say. It's because they will be discovering the answer to the question, like detectives that they are, who stole the dragon's egg? And every day they will dive into learning one suspect at a time. At the same time, mastering their intonation, pronunciation, articulation, learning new words, and even enjoying the craft work prepared for them and the activities and the performance that they will do in class. A very fun way to learn and to make sure that they start becoming confident speakers as young as primary 1 and 2. Now, sure, who are the suspects? Is it you, Mariah? Are you the one who stole the dragon's egg? Now, day 1, you see, even our pictures of our holiday program students. That's Teacher Aryan and Teacher Benjamin there. Teacher Benjamin is actually our senior teacher, and Teacher Aryan is our middle leader. Okay, they do still have classes regular classes here at Writers at Work. Now, day 1, the first suspect. Who stole the dragon's egg? Is it the friendly fairy? So it's so fun because as they go through the 2-hour lesson, learning to speak, reading out loud, acting out, gaining confidence in speaking, they actually start to learn as well. What were the things that the friendly fairy did? What were the things she did? And from there, the students will start, after the lesson, right? They will start asking, they will be asked, what's your verdict? Is she guilty or not guilty? But they will not know yet because they will have to know, and they will have to know what the other suspects have done. So at the end of the day, on the 3rd day, after learning all the 3 suspects, then they can make a deduction who actually stole the dragon's egg. So day 1, the friendly fairy. Day 2, the primary 1 students will now learn about the wise wizard. So now this time around, they are learning a different set of skills when it comes to oral. They will have their own fun craft activities, a class presentation. And actually the craft activity for day 1 is they will be making their own wands and then learning a specific wand pattern to do a specific spell, which is so fun. I actually really want to join the class as well, even though I'm already an adult. Yes. Day 2, the craft activity, of course, they're learning, there's very specific focus on each day. There's like pronunciation, articulation, if I'm not wrong, for day 1. Day 2 is expression. No, day 2, I forgot. Oh, fluency, it's here. Thank you, Yuki, for adding it in. Day 2, the focus is actually rhythm and fluency, helping your child speak with smooth and natural flow. The craft work here is that they're actually going to learn to make a wizard's hat. And they're going to be wearing that hat while they do their class presentation at the end of the lesson, which is so fun. Okay. And of course, they will learn what the wizard did and make a verdict at the end. Is the wizard guilty or not guilty? Did he steal the dragon's egg? We don't know. Yes, and Ray 3, the grumpy goblin. Ton, ton, ton. You will also learn what the grumpy goblin did and if those actions are worthy of calling him the thief of the egg. But this time around, this day will focus on expression, intonation to teach the kids and how to bring emotion to their speeches. Now, what's the craft work here? The craft work here, since this is the last day, the craft work is for you to actually put your own storybook together. It's so nice. It's so amazing. And because this is the last day, this is the day, ladies and gentlemen, that our primary 1 and 2 students joining the oral lesson for June holidays will know who stole the dragon's egg. Now, of course, they can do their guess, but it will be revealed. The biggest reveal will be done on day 3. Ah, so fun. Okay, so that's a primary 1 and 2 oral class, people. The 3 days are here. Have a look. If you have younger siblings who's currently in primary 1 or 2 level, definitely show this to them and see if they're interested, and so on. Okay, now look at our pictures here of our teachers and our students enjoying their holiday program with us. Can I join the primary 1? That's actually a good question. What if I'm old already, but the lesson is very interesting? I want to go back to primary 1 and 2 to join. Thank you for sharing the live, Sherlyn. That's an important question that we shall take. Although I will not allow you there, Sherlyn. The kids will cry because you'll be so good at it. And then the kids will say, this is unfair. There's an old person with us. I can pretend, cannot. Okay, now do remember, if you're going to join one of our programs, you are definitely getting a $50 voucher to try our new regular programs as well. Always free gifts all the time. Scan the QR code if you are willing to join. WhatsApp us, the WhatsApp number on top, or if you want us to contact you, our customer service team to contact you, drop in your details here at the service button, and then we will reach out to you. Hey, I'm not old. You're not old. I'm kidding, only Sherlyn. And finally, the last of our 7 programs, the primary 1 and 2 competition writing, which is actually, by the way, also an activity-based program. It's a 3-day program as well, where the students will learn 3 interesting stories with attached activity with them, and at the same time learn some very strong vocabularies, and then practice writing them as well. I'm just 4 over 3 years. I'm older than me, huh? Oh, the 1 and 2, the primary 1 and 2. Not so far, is it? They will see the difference though, Sherlyn, because you'll be the tallest one. Okay, actually, I cannot say that. Last time I interviewed a student, primary 1 and 2, very tall. I was so shocked. Very tall young man. Almost my, the one that you edited, right? And then there's a boy who says, I like all the lessons. Oh my God, that boy is tall. I was so shocked, like, oh my God, primary 1 and 2. Yeah, so I actually cannot tell, Sherlyn. There may be primary 1 and 2 students who are as tall as you and me. In that case, a lot of my primary 6 students are actually taller than me. Yeah, so yeah, that's about it. Okay, so Heart of Gold for day 1, Razzle Dazzle for day 2. TLC Sandwich for day 1, Heart of Gold for day 2, Razzle Dazzle for day 3. Yes, these are all the 3-day program. Your primary 1 and 2 young learners can join this June holidays. Scan the QR code if you're interested. Or DM us your contact details if you want us to reach out to you and learn more about the programs. Now, everyone, look at our happy students. Look at this. See, they were doing some activities there from their holiday program. You can see the pictures right there. I keep repeating because it's a gift. $50 voucher. $50 voucher if you join our holiday program and interested to join our regular classes as well. You see, there's a big QR code now. Bigger QR code for all of you right here. We do have a page in our website where every single program that we offer have the details inside. If you want to take your time to decide and read more about it, you have two options. You can download the brochure that describes and explains the program, or you click its own page in the website, and there that page will break it down for you what is going to be offered in that specific program. Okay, so scan the QR code, explore the programs, and then reach out to us. Feel free to reach out to us. We're happy to answer your questions pertaining to any program that we offer here in Right It's a Work. Now, English composition issues. I would like to briefly just talk about here the issues that we're targeting to fix with these programs. Okay. Now, I have just recently mentioned about the June composition writing crash course. Composition writing crash course, and there are some specific and repeated issues that we would like to fix, and that's why we built the crash course for everyone. Okay. Now, quick question: do you know how many composition a student writes in one single year? I actually remember, Sherlyn, I know, Mariah have given me an answer for this. Sherlyn, it's an important question I would like to ask you. How many compositions did you actually manage to write for, let's say, P5, the entire year in school? Mm-hmm. Or to any one of you who is there, how many compositions do you think students on average write in one full school year in school? 20, 30? Drop your answer. It is quite a shocking number. And that alone, if you rely on that alone, a lot of students do struggle to do well for composition writing. And it's quite sad because the higher you go up in your academic career, there's a lot more writing involved. Yeah. So it's very important that you improve on your writing abilities. Okay. Now, that is why for the June PSLE composition crash course, which is a 5-day crash course, we make sure that we go through the entire process of writing with you, not just really the writing part. A lot of students think it's really just the writing part, but not really. A lot of the downfall that happens in composition writing examinations is, number one, not understanding the composition question. So no matter how strong you are as a writer, if your composition does not talk about the composition question, you lose your content marks. Yeah. Number two, if you don't plan effectively, if you are a strong writer, it's highly possible that without a plan, you actually get carried away. I've had strong writers before wherein they got carried away, they realized 10 minutes left, they're still in paragraph 3. And they still haven't talked about the composition question. Planning is always important for strong writers to set some boundaries of the composition writing that we're writing. And for those writers who struggle to write, the planning is there to push them to talk about very specific important sections of the composition that has to be there to answer the compo question and use a picture being chosen. And it's important as well, a very exam smart strategy is to learn to adapt the stories that you've already mastered. I suppose there are some stories that is very much your favorite. You've learned it from school, you've learned it from your tuition classes, you've learned it from the assessment books that you have written. These favorite stories stick with you. And the moment you learn them and you master them, and at the same time, you learn to manipulate them, to adjust them to different themes and topics, you are ready for the examination. It is challenging, however, to learn to adapt them. It's a skill. It's like, gym, muscle. You cannot grow your muscle just carrying dumbbells for one day. You will have to expose yourself to different adaptation skills. This is the story. What theme fits into it? Which part of the story will you change to fit it to this theme? If it's a victory, what if we want to change this? What if the QSP or the composition question is a defeat? which paragraphs will you change to fit the same story but to a different theme. These are techniques that you will learn from our June PSLE composition crash course, ladies and gentlemen. 3 hours per lesson, 5 days. We have purely on-site and purely online option. If you're interested, give us a call. And we'll answer your questions. You see, we have another QR code here on top. Yeah. Welcome to those of you who just joined. I'm teacher Mitsuko. I'm basically sharing about the June holiday programs that we have for this coming June. 7 programs in total. If you want to learn more about what I just talked about, but you didn't make it, QR code is there. Visit our website. We have specific pages for every single program that we're offering. Have a read, or you can register there as well. Now, I'm about to end. But of course, don't just take my word for it. A lot of parents and a lot of students have benefited from the system and curriculum that we have built here in Writers of Work over the past 13 years. And let me share with you some of the Google reviews before I go. Have a look at this. We have over 400 plus Google reviews, by the way. Thank you so much to all the parents and the students who have trusted us for so many years here in Writers of Work. We continue. Your words of appreciation continue to inspire us to continue teaching English and to continue refining the strategies that we do along the changes of Singapore's education landscape. So let's read about 2 of them. For example, thank you for the gift. Hello, Shenafu766. Thank you so much. Let's read the testimonial of Felix Cole. The teacher at WOW is extremely passionate and dedicated to improving the English standards of our child. To encourage my child into reading, the teacher brought along a few books of different genres to lend my child. We're happy that our child has found the right genre and gained interest in reading. Thank you, Miss Afika. Yeah, so a lot of the testimonials we're getting is, number one, sometimes we talk about the curriculum. Sometimes they actually talk about the notes. A lot of them talk about the teachers that they have. And sometimes they also talk about the service that they get from our customer service officers. There's one more here. This is the first year that our P6 girl is attending the enrichment class at Writers. Very patient and experienced teachers. My girl has improved in her writing and paper too. Wow, that's actually a very good improvement to improve both in writing and paper too. We're happy. Thank you for your review. Yes, I can read more to you later, but it's already time. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you are interested to actually join our classes, so you have the QR code here. We have 7 programs in total, offering for June holidays. Oral program for every primary level. Of course, primary 5 and 6, we have paper 2, revision for you, and we have composition. Primary 5 and 6, we have composition writing crash course for you as well. So everyone, thank you so much for joining us today. I hope to see you in our June holiday program classes. Is primary 1 writing content suitable for online class? Hello, Shenafu766. Our primary 1 and 2 writing class is only purely on site. It's because, especially for young learners who are primary 1 and 2, the class has to be built in a way that it's engaging. Our primary 1 and 2 composition writing program is activity based. So we want to make sure that they're engaged, and a way for us to make the vocabulary and the words and the phrases stick with these young learners is to actually attach it with activities. And that is the reason why we offer the primary 1 and 2 lesson only purely on site. There's definitely a writing element on the second half of the lesson where they write, but we want to make sure that it's a mix of both activities and engagement and writing, because ultimately students learn best when they're engaged. So yeah, if you're happy to consider to do purely on-site lesson, do feel free to drop us your contact details, DM us your details. We'll forward it to our customer service team. Otherwise, if you're only interested to do online class for your primary 1 and 2 child, I would suggest that you join our regular program. Try out trial lessons with us, because we do accept online class. Our classes are hybrid for regular programs. So that is a suggestion I can give you if you want to, if only online class is the most convenient for you this time. Yeah. Yeah. DM us your information, your contact details. If you want to ask more, I will get the customer service team to reach out to you. Yeah. Everyone, thank you so much for joining my live today. Have a good weekend, people. Bye. Oh, offhand, where is the school around Augang area? It is at the community center. Let me go and check now. I know that it is actually at the Writers Award. So I'm actually going to the website now. Then you go down to the very bottom. Our Augang branch there is okay. Let me read out to you. Type it in the chat. Can you get? Oh yeah, it's at this. You type in the name of the community center, so at least she can see. It's Chi Yuan or C Yuan. Is that how I pronounce it? Sorry, I don't know how to pronounce it. Yeah, it does not show. I think I'm sorry. TikTok. Oh yes, yes, yes. It's there. It's there. It's there. It's there. Yeah. So that's where our branch location is. For more information, yes, drop us your DM us your contact details. That means to say if you prefer to liaise with us with WhatsApp, I can definitely tell our customer service team to reach out to you via WhatsApp, or if you want email, let us know. Thank you for joining us today. Goodbye, everyone.